Greetings, my friends. I trust that you're enjoying your holiday season. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. For today's tutorial, we are going to learn how to crochet a wristlet, a keychain for that matter. And these are the materials we need. I am using medium size yarn, 4.5 crochet size hook, a clasp, and some scissors. And it's a very easy project or tutorial. And for starters, we are going to work into this part of the clasp, and we are going to make 6 double crochets. So first of all, we are going to secure our piece of yarn on the clasp, and this is how I secure that yarn. And then now I am going to work 6 double crochets . That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So once I've chained 6 double crochets, I am going to chain 1 and turn my work. Next, I am going to single crochet across the row. I'm going to single crochet across the row, and I am only going to use the back loops. These are the back loops that I'll be using. When we are done working the pattern up to a certain length, when we come to the end, we'll finish off by working on the front loops. So for now, we are going to proceed on with the back loops, and we are going to single crochet using the back loops only. So single crochet across the row using the back loops. So once we are done single crocheting across the back loops, chain 1 and turn your work. Now I am going to show you the pattern that we are going to use to build onto the handle of our keychain. And for this pattern, we are going to start off with a slip stitch. Next is a half double crochet into the next stitch, followed by a slip stitch again. And this time we are using both the front loops and the back loops. And we are going to end with a slip stitch. Chain 1 and turn your work. So as we proceed on the pattern, we are required to do 45 rows of this pattern that I'm telling you about. And this is the repeat pattern that we are going to use to build onto our wristlet. So next, we are going to start off with a slip stitch. One thing I forgot to mention, when you're making the slip stitch, don't make it too tight. Make it just a bit loose. So I have done my half double crochet. Next is a slip stitch, followed by a half double crochet, and we end our row with a slip stitch. Chain 1 and turn your work. Again, we are going to start off with a slip stitch, followed by a half double crochet. This is where we are working into. This is the pattern that is being formed. Be careful not to confuse the pattern being formed and where we are supposed to work into. So after the half double crochet, slip stitch, and then end with a slip stitch. It's a very easy pattern. What we are basically doing is alternating the slip stitch with the half double crochet. So we are going to do this for 45 more rows, and I'm going to show you how we are going to count these rows. So how we are going to count these rows is that this is one row, this is another row, This is one row, this is another row, one row, another row in between. That is how we are going to work our holder. So make sure you do 45 rows all the way till the end. And then when we come to this part, I'll show you how we are going to join with the front loops that we did not crochet at the beginning. Once we are done with our 45 rows, we are now going to work into these front loops that we left out at the beginning, and we are going to slip stitch into the front loops. So we are going to insert our crochet into the front loops, and then we are going to insert into this front loop and the back loop of this pattern that we are joining onto this earlier pattern. And we are going to make our slip stitch like so. Continue until you are completed with the row. So now we are done, and we are going to cut off the yarn. I'm going to place a slip knot to secure the yarn, and then after this, tuck in the yarn onto this part. To tuck in the yarn, you can use your crochet, or you can use a darning needle to sew it in. So there we are completed with our wristlet keychain, and we can attach our keys as so. You can also use this polyester yarn if you have it. It also makes a good and a beautiful wristlet keychain. Whichever material you want to use, whether it's the polyester yarn or just the normal acrylic yarn, it still works well for your key holder. Also, let me know which one of the two, which one is your favorite color among us, the green and the yellow. Which one do you like most? Let me know in the comment section which one is your favorite color. Thank you so much for taking your time to check on my work. I don't take it for granted. Also know that this can make very beautiful gifts. They are quick and easy to make, and people will appreciate this kind of gifts. So thank you so much once again. Continue supporting my work and sharing my work. And thank you so much for the support so far. I don't take it for granted. Bye. Happy holidays.